So let me talk a little bit about the format that we want to follow today. Out of all the people who responded about joining the Mixer event, there were around 22% people who said that they had projects and they were looking for team members to join them. And around 68% people, around 70% actually, wanted to join teams that were already existing. So the best format for us right now is for the team owners to actually talk about their project in 2 minutes, and so that the folks who are looking for projects can look to join. We have 27 people who are there online, although 111 have registered for this event. So I'm hoping that others will join in some time. In the meantime, if there's anybody who wants to, do you want me to call out or can folks? Just give me a second. So if you want to go in sequence, is Deepesh Singla here? Okay. Are you able to unmute yourself? Can somebody write and tell me? Are you able to unmute yourself?
Yeah, we're able to, yeah.
All right, okay. So since, you know, I have a list with me, but it looks like everybody has not joined. Let's start with whoever wants to go first. Is there a team owner here who wants to talk about the project? Okay, that's interesting. So you can use you can, you know, if you can raise your hand, or if you are a team owner.
Hi, Reena. This is Amir here. Mohammed.
Yeah. Who's this? And could you also switch on your video if possible, so that other people can see you?
Yeah. Just give me a second. I need to change some settings on that.
And if there are others owners there, please, you could raise your hand so that I can call you out next.
Hi, everyone. This is Amir here. Am I audible, Reena?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, I am here with Andrew S. We both are in a team, and we have a kind of a solution which is using quantum machine learning and connecting it with the quantum optimization, where the formulation of quantum optimization problem has its own complications. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to solve those complications and getting it through quantum machine learning and some of the machine learning concepts like error corrections and cross entropy methods, and using variables like we usually do it in quantum in classical machine learning, and trying to get a solution, an optimization solution which can be easily scaled irrespective of multiple optimization equations that multiple constraints that will be added to that problem. So if given a quantum optimization problem, there will be a number of constraints which will be added to it. With increasing constraints, the complexity and the solution that quantum computing can provide starts deflecting as an experimental basis that we had tried. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to come up with a solution which can use machine learning concepts so that this optimization can be done much effectively, and that this optimization solution um, can be scalable easily. So if I want to name my project, it will be like solving quantum optimization problems using quantum machine learning.
Thank you, Amit, for that. And can you see the whiteboard?
Yeah, I can see the
So
screen.
is this your email ID?
Yeah, that's my email ID.
So this is for everybody's reference. This is the project Machine Learning for More Efficient Quantum Optimization. And if you want to join the team, you need to write to Amit, and this is the email ID, and you can connect. Is there anybody who wants to join the team? Okay, you can send an email later. Yeah.
I would like to call upon Andrew if I have missed or anything else Andrew could add on. Andrew, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, hello. Thank you for your explanation, Rina. I hope that I am pronouncing your name correctly. If not, please correct me. Thank you for your exposition about the project. My name is Antonio Jesus. I am working on something similar somehow from 1 year ago, and I was I was like leading a project about a similar stuff from 1 year ago, but it is a little bit different, I guess. So maybe I could I share my screen and explain what I am trying to do or to reach with my project, because I believe that it is something that it's related, but I'm not sure if it is very different or it is very similar, almost the same. So what do you think? Could I share my screen?
I would say yeah. Let's see what you got.
Okay. Okay. First of all, let me open a document, a paper. I was studying quantum optimization for optimizing, solve problems coming from logistics, like typical vehicle routing problem, capacitated vehicle routing problem. What we were trying to solve was not the problem, but the cube of formulation of these problems.
So can I make a recommendation, Antonio and Amit, for both of you? I think at least 40 to 50% of the problems that people will be trying to solve will be optimization problems. But they may be problems that they are trying to solve in different industries and so on. I would recommend, Antonio, that you go ahead and talk about your problem statement and go see if there are people who want to join your team. If Abel or other people feel that they're working on similar things, you can have a dialogue separately in terms of whether you want to go ahead and combine. But I think the most important thing for now is for you to talk about the project and see what it means to everyone. I also want to remind everyone that this particular hackathon is an opportunity to take your project to the next level, because it's not a 1 week hackathon or a 2 week hackathon. You have time. If your idea gets selected, you have time till October to work on your projects, and a lot of mentors, really good quality mentors from across the world will be available. And more importantly, towards the end, there are some investors and incubators that are actually going to attend the demo day towards the end. So this is an opportunity to take you to the next level. So at this stage, optimization is a very high level thing, I think. So I'm hoping even in Ahmed, your case, you'll be zooming down on that and saying which particular problem are you trying to solve, right? Which you can demonstrate as a POC.
Yeah, I'm actually focused with respect to finance related tasks.
Yes, that's very important to say. It's a financial problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay. From my side, it is not only a concrete problem, but a process to improve the performance that we can get from Qsth solvers from any problem, which can be stated as a Qsth problem. Because one important thing when we get the Qsth formulation for optimization problems is to select the relaxation parameters for taking the constraint of the problem into account. And in most approaches, these relaxation parameters are being considered as scalars. But actually, for satisfying a constraint and not getting a penalty, what you use is nothing more than a quadratic function that could be represented as a quadratic form, applying a concrete variable transformation. So getting a solution satisfying the constraint implies to get a solution belonging to the null space of this quadratic form. And you are able to modify the non-zero eigenvalues of this quadratic form, and this would be still a valid quadratic function for constraint violation punishment. And that's what I am trying to investigate. That's the problem.
Yeah, wonderful. That's very nice. And then you could probably actually expose that as something which is part of a stack, which optimization problems can then, any specific optimization problems can then leverage your approach, right? In terms of depending on how you implement it, it could be an API as well. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. But it can be applied to a capacitated vehicle routing problem with time windows, or it can be applied to combinatorial optimization problems in general.
Right. So are you looking for team members to join you, or do you have a team?
If someone is interested, you could write to me an email, and we could talk about this possibility. My email is my name, Antonio Jesus Garcia Palomo @hotmail.com. I will put my email in the chat.
So you did not register, right?
Yes, I am registered. I am registered in the hackathon. It is all. No. I will put it in the chat.
Okay, please put it in the chat so that everybody and I'll put it back here.
Yes, give me a second.
So while Antonio is doing that, just a little reminder to everybody, if by the 15th of September you do not have any team members, you will get disqualified because single person teams are not being allowed. So I'm just a request to everybody to make sure that if you do not have team members, please make sure you have at least one team member by the 15th of September. For some reason, okay, it's not pasting here. Anyway,
can you see my email in the chat?
Yes, I can, and I'm trying to pick that up and paste it here.
Okay, great.
But
okay, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there another project owner that wants to talk about their project? Nobody else? The purpose of the mixture is actually to for people to either join projects or talk about their projects. So if there is nobody who has another project to talk about, can somebody talk about why they are here for this meeting and what do they have to offer?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Padma Priya. Since no one else is going, I guess I'll just go.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
actually have a, sorry?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm looking to work on the problem of drug discovery. So using quantum methods to advance whatever drug discovery, especially drug discovery techniques that are machine learning and artificial intelligence. That's what I'm looking to do. The reason I didn't speak up earlier is I don't have a concrete plan. I don't have team members either, but if anybody is interested in this domain and has the expertise to some extent, I would love to collaborate.
So here is what I'm understanding. You already have good knowledge of drug discovery. You working on that with machine learning and artificial intelligence. You now want to add a quantum angle to it and looking for somebody who has the quantum experience and may not have the domain knowledge, right?
Sort of, yeah. I wouldn't say I have the expertise in it. So I'm just looking for collaborators who are interested in this domain and like, yeah.
Okay, great. And so that's a good pointer. Anybody else who's looking at drug discovery kind of projects, please reach out to Padma Priya. Padma Priya, what's your email ID? Let me see if you're registered. I should be able to pick it up.
Yeah, I can give it to you if you don't have it.
Oh, I have it.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah. Don't know, something went wrong. I guess the whiteboard is not as great.
I have a question, Reena.
Yes.
This is Purti. So, can this hackathon be about searching hacks for quantum hardware?
Yes, absolutely. You can bring any project to the table. The only thing is, in case you're working on a hardware specific project, we do want to express our inability to help you with the hardware directly. But at the same time, we, the way you submit the project and at the idea stage, you can just give diagrams, etc. But when you submit the POC, etc., you will have to do some sort of a video which shows some details of what you've achieved, what kind of results you've achieved in the POC, which may be relevant for the hardware. But absolutely, there's no restriction. There is a category called others, where all anything which is not any domain specific, all those ideas and projects can fall under that category. In fact, we would encourage you to go ahead and submit that project.
So then I think I can go ahead and put some ideas for other people, like if they want to join. So I have been working on protein folding, not exactly drug discovery, but on protein folding. I try to implement some groovers and stuff, but they are at this point of time, they are not implementable because the hardware is not supportive enough to give a quantum advantage. So I would really want to work on something like a quantum memory or matrix multiplication, like qubits for matrix multiplication that can speed up protein folding, or maybe I can collaborate with drug discovery as well. Yeah.
So Spurti, the idea is great, but any hardware intervention that you want to do, will you be able to show some viability of your concept by October end?
I don't know. No idea, but I definitely want to work on it. So
sure.
We'll
So I
try.
think
Irina, we can have conversation, right? Like, I have some questions about that.
yeah, please go ahead. That's the purpose. Yeah.
Yes, Spurti, is it with respect to optimization, like kind of finding out the right protein structure?
Definitely do something with optimization. Like we have to discuss more on it, but optimizing that definitely comes under protein folding because that's the structure, right? Like the dynamics.
Yeah, I have worked with protein folding, but that optimization did not lead me some solution. But we can sure we can discuss. If you have time, you can just connect with me.
Absolutely.
Who is speaking?
Amir here, sorry. Hello.
Oh, Amir. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hi. So, Spurti, if you have one is you can connect to Amir, and then if you have a separate project in mind, like you were saying, why don't you submit your idea onto the platform and then use the there is a discussion forum there, right? You can use the forum to actually talk about your projects, or reach out to me, reach out again to qsth@qetci.com and saying that you're specifically looking for a team member. We will send out messages. Apart from this mixer, we will send out messages for teams. Let's say 10 teams reach out to us saying that these are the projects that we're looking for team members. We will send out messages on their behalf to the entire registered group, asking for people to contact them. All right.
Okay.
So so do go ahead and put your idea, and then if you require team members, write an email to qsth@qetci.org.
Okay. Also, I'll give my email ID here so that if anybody here want to discuss, because I don't have a concrete project yet, so I'd really love to discuss and build on some projects. So
yeah, so the reason why we have such a long drawn hackathon is to give an opportunity for people who've been thinking so long that kuch karna hai, we want to do something, but then you've not been able to do it. So that's why it's not a 2-week hackathon. It's a long drawn process. Please put in your idea and use this opportunity to hone it and make it into something real.
thank you.
Reena, I have one question. Like,
yes,
we can submit multiple ideas in this hackathon, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. There's no restriction on the number of ideas that you can submit. And if you have an idea which you feel will be applicable to multiple categories, you can also you might have to resubmit it, but then you can align it to multiple categories. Do that only if it is relevant. Don't just randomly put everything to multiple categories, but sometimes you do have projects which apply to every category, right? Or 2-3 categories, and you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, sure.
Purti is okay. Email is here. Something wrong is happening. All right. We'll send these notes out. I think this whiteboard is pretty pathetic. Anybody else? There are people who have written in the chat window about themselves and that they want to join projects. So we have Abdullah Qazi, who's an IBM system advocate. Then we have Muhammad Salhan Noira. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. And Pravind Kumar Sharma. Tanmay has a question. Tanmay, you want to go ahead and ask the question?
Hello,
Hi,
Reena. This is Dinesh. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, can I?
Yeah. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay,
Please
thanks.
go ahead.
So in the protein folding project, whoever was responsible for that, I think it was for you. To what level of precision are we modeling the things? Like, what is the physical principle behind the modeling that you want to be working on?
It's basically energy optimization, right? A protein which has so we will model the protein as an energy cluster, like optimize it using all these electrostatic forces and stuff. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, so basically it's going, because you mentioned energy, so it's going to be classical, like the protein will be treated as a classical object, but quantum optimization will be used just for like the computational advantage rather than you would like to model quantum physical objects.
It's not restricted. I mean, whichever works better. I'm open to discussion actually. So
okay, thanks.
So Veronica, do you have a project or are you looking for joining a team?
No, I don't have a project and I was looking for to join one of those.
So we have Spurti's email ID here because time is limited here. Maybe you could connect with her and have a separate conversation in more detail.
Yeah, I was thinking so. Thank you.
Yeah. And then, we will be, I did want to tell everybody that, we are encouraging teams to be diverse in as many ways as possible: geographical diversity, gender diversity, people from different multidisciplinary teams and so on, right? Because we believe that many of these problems require very different kind of knowledge backgrounds to come together. So please feel free to network and connect with other people in the group. Just ask for the email IDs. Anybody else who wants to talk about their project or talk about themselves in the background?
Hi, Reena. This is Dinesh.
Yeah, hi, Dinesh.
I just want to check with the other team members whether anyone is keen or interested in working in the quantum local algorithms area or post-quantum cryptography or D-wave optimization problems. If anyone, I'd be keen to team up with you.
So post-quantum cryptography, if anybody is interested, please reach out to Dinesh. Dinesh, can you type your email ID on the chat window?
Yeah, sure.
Hi, this is Savan Kumar. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, hi, Savan.
Yeah, hi. I came from a different background, but let me share, I'm working with one of the semiconductor industry from the 15 years as an engineering manager. So, but my research, I'm doing a research scholar in certain area in nanotechnology, in quantum computing, and medical applications point of view. But how best suitable for this hackathon Is that okay? We can share the idea of research, what I am doing into this area. But my thing is going to be little, sorry, in a longer time. I have an idea, like I do work on one of the project. I don't know, I just want to put that word and get some detail. I just want to share that.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please share that. And even if it is, something that, which is not quantum specific, it's important to know the people who have domain experience, and some quantum experts can join them.
Yeah, this is purely on the quantum side. There's no doubt about it. But
right.
but only the thing is, it's coming from a PhD. That kind of a thing. It can be put it here. Is that okay? That was the one, my first question.
Yeah, sure. High level. Of course, you don't want to go into too much detail. But
Understood.
A high level, if you can talk about what you're planning to do.
Okay. So basically, the idea is like this. So what I was thinking on, so we can create a nanocrystalline materials, which is a purely nano material, parts when we are using into. So try to use the quantum computing algorithms and also use the quantum dots. Okay, the quantum dots are nothing but the made up of nanocrystalline materials. And to establish the integration between these quantum dots and quantum computing algorithms, fine tune and collect the data, which are very much useful into the nano or neurodegenerative kind of health diseases, right? So neurological disorders, a lot of problems will come which we are not able to detect in on time. That was the first idea which I have in mind. Yeah, I'm working on to that direction, which is electronics and combining to the medical applications. I mean, we also have a couple of other, sensors, probing techniques and other stuff, but which is not accurate at this stage in the medical area. So the reason behind is to reaching to the doctor, it may take a longer time to detect and do all that scenarios. These probing techniques and the quantum computing algorithms, which will give you the perfect data in advanced stage, it's in advanced days where you don't need to go in a later stage where you are already diagnosed later stage and you don't want to be those things. That's an idea generator. I'm working towards that. That was my first idea. Is that okay? I can share another idea, which I'm also interested to, put into.
Yeah, sure. But let's just crystallize this idea for people to understand.
Okay.
And then I did have a couple of comments for you. Although
Sure.
This is not a mentoring session, but
Understood.
there is also a possibility of you teaming up with people who are experts in quantum sensors. Because some advanced quantum sensors, and maybe, definitely with the use of some specific nanomaterials could be something that could be useful to what you're trying to do. That is one thing. And the other thing is, whatever ideas you are getting, right? The more you write it down, the more crystallized it will become, more people will want to join your team. So what you should do is definitely go ahead and put this idea into the system and then build on top of it. And then if you don't get team members from today's session, write again to us and we will send out a more detailed email to the larger community, which is now close to 600 people who have registered, right?
Great.
Or maybe by evening, it should be 700, I think, today. So we can, send it to that large group to see who can join your team. Yeah. What's the second idea? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the second idea is using the nano photovoltaic materials and using the quantum computing algorithms, we can also generate the satellite communications, which are very much useful in the in current area. So the quantum computing and satellite communication and the nano photovoltaic materials, which are going to stay for longer duration, and that's the idea which I have. The two ideas.
The second one is not very clear, Savan.
Okay, the quantum computing, what I'm trying to use it in the nano photovoltaic materials. So once I use that, we have antennas will be generated. We have to design the antenna. Sorry, go ahead.
how are you going to use quantum computing? I don't know if it is clear to other people, but I'm kind of struggling a little bit here.
Okay. So generally we have to create a structures with the nano antennas. That's the nano photovoltaic materials, right? Once you design that, then we can having a proper communication channel with a satellite purposes.
Savar, is it related to error correction, or is it related to designing a quantum system, like communication system?
Sort of it, but not exactly. We are, reducing the error or increasing the bandwidth. This is something, to proper communicating to the specified, antenna channels.
So, when modeling the actual material, are you utilizing quantum computers or quantum algorithms or anything, or is the quantum part purely in the application of the material that you're modeling?
Yeah, first of all, we have to generate a model structure, then design it, then create an antenna structure. That's an idea actually. So it is a very early stage of this process, but the first one having a little more idea I have. The second one, which I was trying to look into whether it's possible. Yes, the 50-60% I reached, but rest of the things are still yet to come to the points.
Sorry, I do not understand. Like, is there any quantum algorithm involved while modeling the material?
Yeah, it has to be, but we are not yet finalized.
Okay.
Someone like in this project, like the quantum will be involved in like modeling material only, or I mean,
No, mainly for the quantum computing algorithm when you're designing, right? So there you definitely the model will be used.
So like it is not entirely dependable upon like quantum communication, right?
Yeah, once you reach to that stage, definitely the quantum communications will be the part of it. The end of the application is the communication, right?
Is this it? I was just asking that. I mean, that is not the only quantum thing in that project. Okay, got it.
No, it's entirely the quantum based only, because we are base is our quantum computing. What sort of algorithms you are using, how your data is manipulating, how you are going to be address those things. That sort of exercise. And once you're reach to that, design the model and do the 3D printing, then go back to the second level.
Got it.
Again, this is a very early stage of idea. Might be multiple people having a different opinion. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, in post-quantum cryptography, do we have to design an algorithm? Means quantum computers can break RSA securities. So do we have to design algorithms to defend our systems from breaking? Quantum computers break the encryption of RSA, right? So do we have to do something about that? Or I'm just confused about that statement in quantum cryptography.
So actually, if you guys feel it's required, we will get a session scheduled for post-quantum cryptography and quantum security in general. PQC today is a little bit more advanced stage because NIST has come up with recommendations of algorithms that will be useful for post-quantum cryptography. These have passed a lot of industry testing and industry validation in terms of 4 rounds of testing and discussions and evaluations have happened, and some candidates have been finalized, and you can find them on the NIST site. Reason why this is important is because that's more or less going to be the de facto standard for the post-quantum cryptography algorithms, right? So, so anything, of course, if you really believe that you want to look at a completely new algorithm, most welcome. There is space for disruptive ideas as well. But then if you're looking at an implementation of something, so for example, let's say you want to create a chat application which is post-quantum secure, right? Then you could, be implementing one of those algorithms, and some of the most of these algorithms have open source versions. So you need to understand those if you're from the cybersecurity space. The algorithms themselves are not quantum algorithms. They are cryptographic algorithms of a certain kind using certain specialized mechanisms because of which they are quantum secure, that the likelihood of them being broken by a quantum computer are considered low at this point in time. So if you're from a cybersecurity background, you don't even need that much of quantum background to actually work on something which is PQC related.
So, ma'am, can we use the Microsoft's Picnic repository so that we can create post-quantum secure applications?
Microsoft and Amazon are both sponsors for this hackathon, and both of them are providing mentors as well as encouraging you to work on their platforms. So you please go ahead and work on whichever platform you want. Having said that, I want to give a disclaimer. We've also said that if somebody wants to work on any platform and bring the solution to this hackathon, we encourage that. It is just that we may not be able to get you the mentors. We may not be able to help you with troubleshooting because we don't have anybody from IBM or Google, for example, in our mentors, right? Because they're not associated. But if you are comfortable working on a solution associated on any platform, that doesn't disqualify you in any way, does not reduce the weightage of your solution in this hackathon. Did that answer your question, Dhanmay? I think I answered more than what you asked, but I think that's important for everyone to hear.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi, I have a question here. So, are there mentors who can guide on quantum hardware?
We can get you those mentors.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, we've been sort of, we've had a pool of mentors in all various areas, but even quantum hardware is very generic term. So once we know what your projects are, and especially once we do the shortlisting after the 15th September, we will actually do a mentor mapping and if required, get in more mentors. And I'm assuming that hardware side, you'll probably need more mentorship from people who are doing research in academia.
Yes.
Yeah, so we should be able to help in most cases.
Awesome. Thank you.
I had a question regarding what level of detail or expertise is expected in the project?
So right now is the idea submission phase, which means that you have to have a clear, coherent idea, which says exactly what problem are you trying to solve, how are you thinking of solving about it, how are you approaching it. You have to give us enough confidence that you're not just randomly, picking up some terms and saying, hey, this I want to work. I can understand that today there might be people who might have talked really high level, but your idea submission has to have enough detail to convince us that we need to spend our time and energy in getting the right kind of mentors associated with you, giving you access to the right platforms and so on, right? So there has to be a certain amount of detailing which gives us that confidence. Does it mean that you need a fully baked solution? No, not at this stage. We need to just get an idea of how clearly you understand the concept. So how have you outlined it? How have you detailed it? How have you planned to approach it? Is there, if it's a software solution, what is the, how are you thinking about the algorithm? Let's say if you're talking about an algorithm, have you looked into what existing solutions are there? Have you evaluated those, and what is your approach and how is it different from the existing solutions? As long as you're outlining all of these things in a very proper manner, and we can, sort of, you have high chances of getting your idea selected and moving to the next phase. This is for software. Somebody who is talking about hardware will have to, sort of give some diagrams, etc., talking about exactly what kind of hardware they're looking at creating. If it is more on the material side, they will have to explain a lot more about the materials and things like that. Right. Yeah. So basically, you have to convince the evaluators that you know what you're talking about and it is worth them spending their time on what you're doing. Does that mean that you should be able to show everything at this stage? No. And even towards the end, when we talk about proof of concept, as long as you prove a particular concept, both theoretically, depending on what you're doing, theoretically and with some practical application, right? By end of October, that will definitely make the winning team, right? Somebody has asked the question, can anyone share official server link? What server link are you looking at? Abdullah Qazi, what official server link?
Actually, someone just asked, just told me in the chat that there's an official Discord server for this hackathon. So I just wanted that server link. If there is any official server for the hackathon, or is it been made so we can just like discuss the ideas, or if we are forming a team over there?
We will. There is a Slack channel.
So can you just share the Slack channel link in the chats?
I will not be able to share it right now, but if you're registered to the hackathon, then we will make sure that by tomorrow there's a message that goes out to everybody. Are you registered on the hackathon?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will, we'll ask a Hacker Earth to send out an email to all the participants with the details. I'm making a note of that. Divyanshu saying, I thought that the people who fill the Google form will be provided a team created randomly, then it's up to them if they want to join or not, add more people there. No, that is not the approach that we are taking. Do you want us to help you create random teams? Can people just give a vote on that by giving a thumbs up? There is at the bottom of your screen, there is a reactions button just left of apps and on the right of live transcript. So if you see there, if you feel that we should create random teams, please do give a thumbs up. Nobody's giving a thumbs up. Looks like no. So a lot of people are saying no. So what I would recommend to you, Divyanshu, is that why don't you talk about your expertise in the chat and indicate what kind of team you want to join, and you can go ahead and join those teams.
Actually, a group like Discord or WhatsApp will be perfect for conversations later. Can it be created?
Yeah, sure. We'll get it sorted out by tomorrow. I'm just realizing that maybe the channels that Hacker Earth is providing are not enough for this kind of discussion. Yeah. So I'm afraid I don't have a solution right now for a Discord channel, but we will get that done. Whether it's Discord or WhatsApp, we'll figure that out and communicate to you in a couple of days' time. Is that all right?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Anybody else has a project they want to discuss?
Yeah, actually, I had a question. So I just want to know, like, how will be the ideas evaluation will be like? So on what criteria or ideas will be evaluated on, like for innovative or some another thing like?
The details are provided on the website. If you go ahead and have a look at the evaluation criteria, you will find it there. But yes, innovation, how well are you addressing the problem statement? How unique is it? All of that will be considered. Tanmay Veer is asking anyone is interested for creating a quantum computing app or website. Tanmay, you need to clarify a little bit more. App for what? A website for what? Do you want to talk about it?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So simple idea is that in application we can very simple application of quantum computing is that we can factorize the large prime number. So most simple application of the quantum computing is that, and other educational content is there, and we can also bring other applications for the project.
So, yeah, I would recommend that you zero down on what you want to work on, submit that idea into the system, and then reach out to people for joining the team. We, like I said, we'll be setting up some common mechanism for communication.
Ma'am, where do I submit? What do you mean by system?
Are you not registered on the hackathon site?
Yes, ma'am, I am registered, but there is no link for a project submission or anything like that.
There is an idea submission link, right?
Ma'am, can you send it in chat?
What do you mean by send the link? You know, once you are inside the hackathon, if you're registered to this hackathon, this is the hackathon main page. I'm just a sec. You are aware of this link, right? I just posted on the chat. All right. So once you go there and register to this hackathon, you will have a you'll have a link available for submitting your idea.
Okay, ma'am. So after some days, there will be session for idea submission, right?
No. Why will there be a session for idea submission? I didn't understand. Have you
Okay,
registered on this? There is this particular page has a on the right hand side it says register now. Have you registered?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure. My email will be in your list. Is in your list?
No, Mixer. When you registered for the Mixer, that was a different link. But in order to participate in the hackathon, the link that I have just sent right now, you have to go and register onto Hacker Earth.
Okay, ma'am. I haven't registered for Mixer event. I will register for that also.
No, you don't. Mixer event has already happened. This link is for the hacking. Have you registered here?
Yes.
So then you can submit the idea there. I didn't understand. Are you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
See, yeah. So Praveen has actually, if you Praveen Kumar Sharma has shared a link. If you click on the link, it is showing the kind of view that you will see.
Yes, although for example, when I view this page, it says I do not have access to view the idea of the team.
Yeah, at this stage, ideas are not shared for the simple reason that we don't want people, some people may complain. I mean, that's as part of the process that ideas are not being, the detailed ideas and the way people are submitting are not being made accessible to the other participants, right? Because to prevent duplication, to prevent people complaining about other people. So that's the reason.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. today, you know, when
Yes.
but when people are discussing, they can talk at whatever level they feel comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, sure. Just was making sure it was the right view. Thanks.
Yes, and that makes it very clear, based on today's discussion, that you guys do need a much more comfortable channel for discussing ideas and inviting team members. Right, so I will go ahead and ensure that by tomorrow evening, everybody gets a message on how to get onto a channel where common communication can happen. There is a discussion forum that Hackathon provide. I'm not sure. So if you see this link that I have shared on the left-hand bottom, it says discussion. Let me share my screen. You can use that actually. Let me just share my screen. Just give me a second.
Ma'am, quick question while you're sharing. So is this all these ideas, if it is selected or any part of it, is there a chance of people getting it published any other journal or so? I'm just curious to know.
There is a chance of taking your idea to the next stage by converting it into a startup. If you want to, if that's your interest, there is an opportunity to. We are looking for. We have planned some open source projects that we want to do as a part of a quantum community. So some of the projects which seem appropriate in discussion with the people who are submitting the projects. If they seem appropriate for taking them up as open source projects, then we have a partnership planned with World Economic Forum and IEEE and Qsth Council of India, where we want to run these on a platform. So that is the other opportunity. And we haven't really looked at directly correlating projects to conferences, primarily because conferences or journals actually require very different write-up. And what we could do is that we can support through IEEE to get some of the projects to make submissions, right, for specific journals, and get some guidance on writing on that as well. That can definitely be arranged.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, that need not be part of this hackathon. Qsth Council of India is there to support for things like that. So we can take it up post the hackathon.
Okay, apart from this hackathon, can we contact directly and get that done separately? Right? Yeah. The quiet one which you're talking?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, might be I'll touch upon you in that later on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Can we build projects by merging existing open source projects? Yeah, if you want to take up something from the open source projects and you want to build on top of that, or you want to, somehow leverage that, please do so. Please be mindful of the licensing arrangements of, whatever open source project that you're picking up. Please go through what kind of open source it is and use it in the same context. If you have any questions which are very specific, hey, I have this particular open source project which I want to leverage, and you have some legal questions which you cannot address yourself, please reach out to legal@qvtci.org. That email ID is also given there. Or you can reach out to qsth@qvtci.org and we'll try and help you on that. I'm answering Tanmay's question. Now, I wanted to share this. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Now, this is the discussion forum which HackerEarth has, right? And we are using the HackerEarth platform for this. Have you tried using it, and do you feel that this is insufficient for the kind of conversation that you're talking about? Any answers? This is not okay, this particular discussion forum?
It would be better if it's Discord or WhatsApp, because we can just keep texting on phone.
It's very difficult. I don't think everybody has shared the phone number. So WhatsApp may not be an option. Discord we can look at. I know you guys are comfortable with Discord, but the reason why we wanted to use this particular discussion forum is because then we have all the data at one place. Can you guys live with this, or this is completely unusable? That's the kind of feedback I'm looking for.
So maybe my suggestion would be, if the project-based discussion will be there, much more all the people will be comfortable, because they will talk specific to the questions to related to that, and the people answer to that. That may be useful for them. Might be this is my suggestion. I'm just thought of sharing.
So there might turn out to be 100 or 200 projects.
Great.
We would recommend people to go ahead and create their own project. Within project discussions, you can create your own Discord channel, a channel, or you can, talk to each other on WhatsApp, whatever is more convenient to you. This discussion forum is more when you want to reach out to everyone, and like when you're looking for a team, or when you're looking for somebody to join your team, right? Or if you have any queries, any challenges you're facing, as you move forward, you might face some issues. Let's say you're working on Azure Quantum, or you're working on Bracket, or you're working on IBM, platform Qsth. You suddenly have some questions specific to that. Then posting them on a common group can get your inputs, not just from the mentors, but even some other participants might be able to give inputs, right? And then those possibilities are there. Now, definitely, everybody has individual preferences. But we have a lot of things to do. Do you want us to spend more time helping you get the right kind of mentors, right kind of resources, or are you hung up on a different platform? And I guess the question really is not so much about whether you're hung up on a platform, but whether this discussion forum is usable. Okay, how many people feel that this discussion forum is not usable?
My suggestion, my input towards this is like, it will be kind of a mix up for everything. So a Slack channel for specific kind of discussions related to Bracket. There can be Bracket related people who can help us. If we are going to Azure, Azure people can be there to help us.
Yeah, like those we will create. The challenge with, the advantage of this discussion forum is anybody who logs on to this hackathon automatically is connected to this discussion channel. If we want to create artificially a Slack channel separately, then what will happen is that as new people get added, we will have to keep sending new messages for people to join onto the Slack channel. And then some people may not join, right? Here, everybody is joined by default because of the way this software is built by HackerEarth.
Yeah, for general-based discussion, I think that this is okay. But
I would recommend.
Like, as you said, tomorrow you can send. As you said, tomorrow you can send a Slack channel invite or a link where that kind of a thing will be much more helpful.
But give me a reason why. Because there is a problem with the Slack channel approach. As more people continue to register, how do we keep adding them to the Slack channel? Here, everything is automatic.
Yeah, as a developer who actually participates in a lot of hackathons, mostly I prefer Slack channel based approaches.
So we have Slack channels for mentors. So we have created a Slack channel for mentors, which all of you will get access to. We have created a Slack channel. We will create separate Slack channels for just bracket based questions or Microsoft Azure quantum based questions. Those we will do because those are possible for us to enable. At this stage, the number of registrations is going to grow, and we will never be able to catch up on the Slack channel from this perspective. So my recommendation would be, and my request would be, please use this discussion forum to find projects and to get other people to join your projects.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
And we will, for the rest of the, after the idea submission is done and all your teams have been formulated, then the rest of the conversations will, you'll have both this as well as those specific Slack channels.
Ma'am, one question is like, there is an option called as either I can join with the team or someone can join with me. How long I can change that option? Because initially some people were having an idea, later on think that, okay, this time is not sufficient. Might be I will join with other team. Okay, I can generate only idea, but let me generate my idea as a individually, let all the other. So that's the two questions I have. How long the person or the team can change that option within the system?
The idea submission and registration deadline is 15th of September.
True, but there is an option called as either I can join with the team or I can get the team members. So the idea is submitted, let us say, but that idea is somehow it is correlated with some other project, let us say, in that point of view. So I want to club with their idea and I can continue. So I can change my mind, I can join with them. Or might be, they feel that, okay, I will also join with your team because your idea is much more.
Yeah, you have options to do all of that till the 15th of September. Whatever the platform offers, you can do all of that till 15th September. After 15th September, we do the evaluation to see, to shortlist the ideas which move to the next stage.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? I think we had 111 registrations, but everybody did not end up joining. So I'll be sending an update over email, and also in the discussion forum, I'm going to put the details of the projects that got discussed. And I would encourage others to start doing the same. And there will be an email that will again go out tomorrow to everyone, all the participants of the hackathon, talking about how they can use the discussion forum for getting us, looking at projects or getting more teams, more team members, and so on. Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll wrap up.
Hi, Reena. I'm actually working on a project I'm in a field which is quite mature, but we find very little companies in India. So my idea might be very incremental compared to other projects which I saw in this meeting. But if the idea is incremental, but still I want to pursue that to make a robust solution and to sell it out from a startup point of view, would that be encouraged in this hackathon? Actually, I'm joining a hackathon for the first time, so I don't know the actual format of this.
Yeah, so right now you have to submit an idea and you have to detail the idea, the approach. In case it's a software solution architecture, if it's a hardware solution, then some details of what you're going
actually
to do.
Yeah, I'm working on a QKD project. So as you know, QKD is a mature field, but I would be giving a hardware come software solution.
Yeah, so till 15th September, if you can give the idea and the details in a proper manner, then you can move on to the, you might get selected to move on to the next phase. And
should the idea be disruptive enough, or can the idea be incremental?
Incremental is good enough. We're not just looking for disruptive ideas. And there is no shortlisting in the sense that somebody asked a question, how many projects will be shortlisted? This is going to be more of an elimination that will happen at the end of the idea submission phase. What I mean by that is that if there are any projects which are half-baked, concept is not mentioned clearly, people just started a project but did not give in the details, those are the ones that will get eliminated. Anybody who's put in enough thought and put in their idea will be given an opportunity from 15th of September till the end of October to actually come up with a proof of concept.
Okay, so elimination criteria is not about disruptiveness or the high-level innovation.
No. Quantum is too new a field to really get it. Everything is disruptive in some sense.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Any more questions? I do want to point out that if you look at the discussion forum, somebody called Anuj Mehrotra has said, for our team, we are looking for an expert in life sciences or biotechnology domain. And I know in today's group, there are people from that domain. So you may want to respond to that particular question. Any other questions? As few people have already dropped off. Somebody's raised their hand. Sai, somebody who's joined through their iPhone, Sai, your hand is raised. Did you have a question?
Sorry. Yeah, I had already asked. I'll lower the hand.
All right. Okay. Okay, great. Please feel free to write questions in the discussion forum or reach out to the emails mentioned in the Hackathon website. These are qsth@qetci.org. You can reach out at any time for any help that you need. And I'm writing the email ID again here so that everybody has it. Yeah. If there are no other questions, then I wish you all the best. And if required, we will, in the discussion forum, if there is enough interest, we might schedule another channel as well. Yeah, that's Tanmay. Yeah, I think that's something which I should have done a while ago. Just give me a second. Can you guys see me? Hi, I'm Reena Dayal. I'm actually the chair for and the founder for Quantum Ecosystems and Technology Council of India, which is registered as Qsth Council of India, and it's more popularly known as QETCI. Our intent is to accelerate and enable the quantum ecosystems, and we work very closely with the government, industry, academia, startups, and the investor community in general for quantum. And we're trying to bridge the gaps that exist in the ecosystem today. So for example, the number of quantum startups is relatively small. And there are a lot of people who in the past few months have approached me and said, "Yeah, I have this great idea. I'm thinking of doing a startup. I don't know where to start." Our conversations with the investor community, especially those who invest in deep tech, there are very few investors who explicitly invest in early stage startups or do pre-seed funding for quantum startups, right? Except for the really big projects and the really big projects or the very disruptive projects which are emerging from various labs or research centers. I mean, those take a different route. But what about the application space and maybe the sensor space, quantum security, and there are some low-hanging fruits which can be addressed. So that's why we've designed this hackathon in a manner which is more like an incubation effort spread over several months. And what we really want to do is to get as many projects as possible, as many people as possible excited about this, work on their projects, and we want to help them in whatever way possible to reach a stage where they can either take it forward as a startup or at least build their skills. You would have noticed that in the hackathon there is a provision as you register for you to submit your resume as well. That's because we will also line up possible internship options and with some of our sponsors, either internship options and maybe a few job opportunities as well. So this is an approach to sort of bring as many benefits as we can for the people who are excited about quantum and who want to do something, and we want to enable those projects to move to the next stage. So that's the background. My LinkedIn profile is, give me a second, I'll share it here. The chat. Sorry, my machine is a bit slow. Just give me a second. Here you go. This is the LinkedIn ID in the chat window. All right. Any other questions? Harsh is asking if I can share the whiteboard. I will send an email with all the content of the whiteboard. Is that all right, Harsh? I guess that's it.
I had a question. Yeah, I had a question. So I just want to know like how we will be proceeding further. So are we going to create a Slack channel or there will be a Discord or something, because I was unable to hear anything.
Were you able to see the discussion forum that I shared? Because we will continue until the end of the idea submission phase and the team formation.
On the Hackathon profile, Hackathon platform.
Yes, we will use that only till the formation of teams and submission of the ideas. And after 15th September, there will be very specialized Slack channels that are getting created. For the teams that will move forward.
Actually, one more thing I want to ask, like, can we have an advisor or a faculty member with us to guide us during the hackathon? Is it allowed or something?
There will be mentors. You will have access to mentors. If you go to the website, the hackathon site itself, you can look at the mentor profiles. There are a lot of senior people. In fact, this list is getting updated almost on a daily basis. So there are senior academicians as well as people from the industry, from different domains. And then this list is not even complete because there are all the other people who are part of the steering committee, etc., are also mentors. All right. Okay. Okay, last call for questions. Till when can you register? 15th of September. 15th of September. This transcript is pretty useless, actually.
Yeah, actually, I had one more question. Like, do we have to mention the approach or the solution, or do we have to mention the approach in the idea presentation?
Approach, you have to mention, you have to give as much information as you can at this stage. so that your idea gets selected, so that people can understand what you're trying to do and there is clarity on how you will accomplish it. The actual proof of concept, if there's code to be written or if you are developing some sort of a model, whatever is the proof of concept or a prototype, that has to be delivered afterwards by the end of October.
One more thing I want to know, if something is already like made or like so if there was a previously made project, so can we mention it and try to upgrade it also? It can work for that.
Yeah, as long as you have legitimate access to that project and whoever's project that is, they allow you to use it. We don't have a problem, like somebody asked earlier, whether incremental progress is good enough. Yes, it depends on what you're trying to solve. Sometimes incremental efforts over an existing project or solution can result in solving some unique problem, and that is very welcome. Let's say somebody wrote a very specific algorithm, which is a generic solution to doing better optimization solutions, right? And then you use that to do an optimization solution for the financial sector. That's an, for somebody who's writing an algorithm, that's an incremental solution. You can argue that it's not incremental because you're solving a new problem in a specific industry, right? So it depends on how you look at it. Aishwarya has a question. You will not get emails, Aishwarya, if you're not registered onto the hackathon. There are close to 700 people. It's very difficult to keep track of individual emails. So the platform is the best way for us to send a message to everyone. So I would strongly recommend that whoever here has joined but is not registered on the hackathon, please go ahead and register yourself so that at least you start getting all the messages. And there is no, you don't lose anything by registering, right? Even if you're thinking about your idea, you register. There are a lot of people who think about their idea, they've already formed the team, and they will go ahead and submit their idea maybe on September 14th. I have seen people do that in the past, right? So you can submit your idea before the deadline, but please do register as soon as possible so that you start getting all the messages. Okay, go ahead, ask your questions. I mean, I don't think, I thought it was the last question, at least 10 questions ago, but I guess there are other questions, so please go ahead. We have 4 minutes left. Okay, looks like we're finally done. So thank you everybody for joining. Wish you all the best. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Bye-bye. Have a good day.